In this video, I'm going to show you how you can enhance your athleticism and movement profile, eliminate chronic pain, and increase your velo in just 6 to 10 weeks through simply getting your posture right. You won't have to guess about what drill or movement you're doing or how to do it. And you won't need another program to help you solve your chronic pain problem or athleticism deficit. And all of this can be done through remote training. By the end of this video, you will know the exact framework I use to get my athletes to enhance their natural athleticism, eliminate chronic pain, and increase their velo from moving more efficiently. Just so I'm not wasting anybody's time, this is only for the athlete who already has some natural talent, but wants to take that next step forward in their development. You want to move better and not be in pain, and you've probably tried other programs that didn't work for you. Well, that's because it was a copy and paste program that assumed you were just like everybody else with the same problem. You probably feel stuck and know that if you could solve this problem, your career would look entirely different. But if you aren't that athlete and you're comfortable with moving like a baby giraffe and being in pain while throwing, then this video isn't for you. You can go watch my Instagram content and get a ton of value for free from it. Also, this is not a magic pill. You have to do the work to see the results. So if you won't execute the plan provided to you, this isn't for you. But if you're looking to take that next step forward and you're ready to become a better athlete, throw harder, not be in pain, then stick around for the rest of the video because I'm going to show you exactly how I help my athletes do just that. This is going to be different than any other program that you've ever seen or tried. I train athletes based on their unique posture. Everybody's body has a unique postural alignment and movement profile. My body moves differently than yours, so why would we be doing these same movements? Unfortunately, this is exactly what happens in PT. You have an injury, you go in, you get some exercises, and they send you on your way. But by the time you leave, you don't know why you're doing them, what they're doing for you, or even if you're doing them right half the time. And then if you have questions, you can't get answers until the next time in the office. Well, that won't ever happen with me. I'm here for you 24/7. You can message me anytime with questions or concerns because I know when I was in PT, I never understood why I was doing something, and it's much easier to execute a plan once you understand the why behind it. Maybe you've tried chiropractic with the goal of getting your body into a better alignment. Well, there's a reason that you have to keep going back for readjustment after readjustment. The chiropractor pushes your body into an alignment, but your muscles can't hold you in that spot, and you slip back to where you were before, needing a readjustment. But muscles move bones. My program will retrain your muscles to hold you in the new alignment, similar to that of a chiropractor. But by training the muscles to naturally realign your body, you'll achieve sustained results. You can realign your body on your own through doing posture therapy exercises and get way crazier results than you ever thought possible from simply getting your posture right. Maybe you've tried some of the big programs like Tread or Driveline because they're the leaders in the industry when it comes to plans for baseball. However, you can't get the one-on-one attention you need. You're constantly competing with 70 plus other athletes for one coach and can't get the answers you need to truly develop. And a one-size-fits-all movement plan, just to check a box saying it was something that you received in their program, isn't going to get you what you need. My program won't do that. These methods and other programs fail to target your body's imbalances and misalignments in a way that your body naturally prefers. Posture therapy will solve this problem. Posture therapy identifies your unique misalignments and movement challenges so you don't get stuck doing eyewash exercises because you were told they would help. Now, you might be skeptical because I'm some random guy on the internet talking about how posture is the key to your athletic success, but it goes much deeper than that. My name's Connor Bedell, and I learned about posture therapy from a guy who's worked with MVPs, Cy Young winners, World Series champs, Olympic medalists, and much more. I'm a certified postural alignment specialist who worked at the corporate headquarter clinic for the Egoscue method in San Diego, which is the founder of postural alignment therapy. By the time I left that clinic to open my own business, I was the most senior and credentialed therapist there. I've been obsessed with posture since I was 21, but the reason for that obsession started much earlier. I had 3 elbow surgeries in high school by the time I was 18 that ruined my career. I played on some of the best travel teams in the nation growing up. I had teammates go to over 50 different Division I schools. I went to 3 separate Team USA trial events in Cary, North Carolina. And when I was 12, I went to the Dominican Republic with Team USA Great Lakes. But all of that came to an end when I was 15. At 15, I had my ulnar nerve transposed at the Mayo Clinic. At 16, I had TJ performed by the Reds team doctor. And finally, when I was 18, I had my ulnar nerve released from scar tissue again by the Reds team doctor. Finally, the decision was made to put a collagen biotube around my nerve so that it couldn't be pinched in scar tissue again. Something that could have been done in the initial surgery to prevent further complications. I didn't fail because of a lack of resources. I went to the best people in the nation and it didn't work. To add on top of this, I have an identical twin brother who didn't face these challenges. Ian was invited to the PBR Futures Games as a freshman. He was a PG All-American and a top 50 prospect in the class of 2018. He played at Mizzou and even won Cape Cod Pitcher of the Year in his one season in the Cape. Ian was drafted in the 4th round of the 2020 draft by the Cardinals and is currently in AAA with the Cardinals. Now, I don't want to be the guy who says I was better than my brother, but I was, and he would even tell you that. I searched for an answer for why I got hurt and he didn't for years to no avail. I asked the best doctors in the nation why this was happening, and I never got a good answer. I was 15, I asked horrible questions, and I just wanted the pain to go away. So the knife seemed like the obvious choice. I was ushered into a room, given test after test, and not given time to process what was going on. And the questions would hit me on the car ride home. But I have learned so much from that experience that I hope to be able to share with you so that you don't end up like me. It wasn't until I was 21 that I finally figured out the answer that I was always looking for. I found out about posture therapy my junior year of college at a summer internship. I was exposed to posture after my elbow was hurting from playing catch with some of the athletes. I tried 3 exercises that took me less than 5 minutes, and I stood up and threw a baseball pain-free for the first time in 6 years since I was 15. Posture therapy has given me something that no PT program, no chiropractor, no surgeon, and no magic pill ever could. It gave me the ability to play catch without zinging shots of electricity into my hand or my UCL feeling like it was going to tear, and it provided a reason for why my body failed. The misalignments I had caused my body to compensate, and because of that, too much stress was offloaded to my elbow and it failed. PT programs are often site specific, meaning my rehab only ever addressed my forearm tightness and shoulder strength. It never once stepped back to look at the entire body and ask, why is the shoulder weak? Or why did it fail? Once someone did take in the entire picture, my life changed. And I firmly believe that if I had posture therapy before those surgeries, or even after the first or second, my career would have likely looked different, and playing in college or the pros would have been a reality for me. But that wasn't in the cards. And now my passion is to ensure that others don't end up like me. So they can go to their dream school, get drafted, or start to move their way up the pro ball ranks. I take the success and failures of my clients very personally, and I will do whatever it takes to ensure that you achieve the goal that you set for yourself. But the onus is on you to put in the work to achieve those results. I can't do these exercises for you. I've helped over 50 athletes in my first year, ranging from elementary school to professionals, and they all get results. One of my biggest success stories is Connor Agan. He was cut from his high school team after topping 72 at tryouts. He decided to use it as motivation and got to work on correcting his posture. 4 months later, he's sitting 79 and hits 82 with regularity. All because he's moving better and more efficiently. Let's hear from a few of the guys that I've helped.
Like it's really changed my outlook on like how my body's moved. And if you have a decent grasp on like pitching mechanics and just throwing, like this is like the little thing that's going to take you from the 90 to the 93, the 93 to the 95, like the 95 to the upper nines. Like I truly believe that. So I would 100%, and I already have recommended it to people. So
The one thing I've enjoyed the most about working with Connor is that, how hands-on he is. You go, he shows you what to do. Any questions he's willing to answer and more than willing. On top of that, how accessible he is. I can reach out to him any time of day. Just shoot him a text and he's going to answer my question right away. He's going to help me as much as he can. He's willing to do that. So I'm a lot more flexible now. My mobility's been getting better. I've had a large decrease in back pain since with Connor.
When I first introduced you to posture therapy, what was your first initial kind of thoughts and reactions to it?
Skepticism. Oh, I mean, when I think posture, like if you have bad posture, my head immediately goes to scoliosis. It's not like little minute details of how your hips internally rotated and your ankle is throwing your knee into valgus load. So that's why your knee hurts. Like that thought process is just weird to me. Like that's not what I think of when I think of posture. But it took some getting used to and some conversations between us to actually change my perception on the word posture away from scoliosis.
Was it a conversation or kind of a feeling in your body from doing exercises that led you to see the difference of what's going on here?
I would say more of a feeling. I was really bad at feeling the differences and like, oh, like I can feel my shoulders an inch lower or something like that. But just the ability to rotate a little bit further or the ability to do a squat 3 seconds after doing 4 exercises. And it's like, oh, that feels completely different. You have nothing to lose and everything to gain from it. It's not going to hurt you. I mean, it can only help.
Posture therapy is the most unique method you will find out there that is highly specific to your body and your movement profile. Posture therapy looks at the alignment of your body by taking 4 photos, front, back, and both sides. Are your shoulders, hips, knees, and ankles in vertical and horizontal alignment with one another? The answer for us is no. And as we get further away from this alignment, the increased likelihood of pain or injury happens because the body has to compensate. But by retraining the muscles to hold you in this new alignment, you can change how your body moves. And by moving more efficiently, you ensure that your body's compensations are diminished, leading to appropriate workload distribution and diminished risk of injury. And this in turn leads to enhanced athleticism. Now, all of that sounds great, but what does that actually mean? Let's take a look at some before and after pictures. Here's Connor Egan. So you can really see in this before picture over here on the right that he isn't in this vertical alignment that we want, because we want the ankle, knee, hip, shoulder, and ear to all be right on top of one another. And his biggest thing is this rounding that he had out of his upper back and the hinge that he has at his shoulder. So we want the elbow to be right underneath the shoulder. But because this was so far rounded forward, it made it really difficult for him to load his scap. But when we look over here at where he's at today, that elbow is right under the shoulder and is a direct reason for why he can throw harder. The same thing can be said out of his left side of his body. While it wasn't as hinged, the left side also impacts the right side. This is Theo, and he's in a very similar spot to where Connor was, where the elbows behind the shoulder were not in this vertical alignment that we need. And one of his other big things is in these side profiles, we only want to see the side of the body that's facing the camera. We don't want to see the other side. So we can see the left leg over here and we can see the right leg over here. And that indicates that his pelvis is rotated right forward. When we look over here today, we don't see that same level of rotation. The other big thing is his rib cage looks like it's puffing out. And while we still have some work to do over here, he's not in that same chest forward feeling. Here's Christian, and these photos are taken about 4 weeks apart. You can see the really big rounding that he has out of his upper back right here and how much better of a spot we're in this after photo. Same thing can be said on the right side of his body. We're in a very far rounded position. Now we're more upright. Because we're in that more upright position in his upper back, his hands aren't disappearing in front of his body. And they're outside over here on the outside, which is where we need them. But because he's not rounded, it allows for his shoulders to pull back and bring his hands with it. I will develop a personalized posture plan for you to take out all of the guesswork. Here's an example of what one of my clients' protocols would look like. Now, this is what I see on my end, so it's a little less complicated for you. But when you open this up, you will have written instructions, picture, and video outlining exactly what to do in these exercises, so you don't have any questions about how to do them or what to do. And if you feel like you're not doing them 100% right, you can always message me a video of what you're doing to get more out of that movement. By executing this plan daily, you will retrain your body to hold this new alignment and see massive improvements in your movement and pain levels. If you're a player that wants to enhance your athleticism, throw harder, and not be in pain anymore, and you're tired of trying programs and other methods that aren't getting you results, then click the link in the description. Sign up for the Zoom call, and let's jump on and finalize a plan that's right for you and your body to take out all of the guesswork. If you aren't that guy, or you're just someone who wants a magic pill, then watch my Instagram content where you can get a ton of value for free. It's not a matter of whether or not you have the time right now, because if you really wanted to play in college or get drafted, then you would train like those guys do. I will customize this for the environment and the time frame that you have. Time is not an excuse, but laziness is. If I could solve your problem of diminished athleticism, lack of velo, or ensure that you weren't in pain while on the field, what would that do for you? What would your career look like? How much more attention could you get if you were actually able to play at 100%? Now, it's easy to take notes and try to cue these exercises for yourself, but can you truly implement them and do them in the best form possible to get the most out of your time? Now, obviously, you're smart, but it's taken me 6 years of suffering through chronic pain and 4 years of studying posture therapy to crack the code that I can teach you much faster than you continuing to try to do it on your own. Once again, my name's Connor Bedell, and I failed so you don't have to. This call is 100% free. Let's see if we're a good match to work together to take your game to the level you know it can reach.